My name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today, I want to talk about data privacy and a proposal, a report that is circulating around Congress right now about modernizing the Privacy Act of 1974, which is the governmental Privacy Act, which hasn't been updated since the 70s. So the report is called Privacy Trust and Effective Government, a bipartisan blueprint for modernizing the Privacy Act. This is actually a very good report. One of the more interesting recommendations that they have made in this report is that they recommended that the government create a FedRAMP-style assessment of data brokers. So currently, the government has been or can purchase data from data brokers, but the issue is a lot of that data. Obviously, the government uses data brokers for things like identity verification or additional data that maybe the government doesn't have. But this report is saying maybe the government should create a FedRAMP like program to evaluate those data brokers. So FedRAMP basically is a government program that standardizes security assessments, authorization, continuous monitoring, and transparency around organizations that they get data from. So a FedRAMP really is more around cloud services, but they were saying in this report that if we created a program like that and have it focus on data brokers, then that can create a level of transparency around how commercially available information is assessed. Also, being able to assess it for accuracy and then being able to share this information throughout different government agencies. This is the first time that I've heard this particular proposal. It's really a very interesting one because they're not saying let's pass a new law about data brokers. They're saying let's use a framework that we know that already works around assessment and transparency and try to apply it to commercially available data that the government actually uses. This is fascinating. Beyond the fact that the Privacy Act is very old, it was enacted in 1974 for the US government. We never got one. We still are waiting to get a federal privacy law in for the public, not just for the government and governmental uses of data. So there's definitely a gap there. But I think this is a very interesting proposal. I'd be interested to see what other people think about this because I think data broker industry hasn't been as transparent as people would like. And a lot of people don't know what their data, first of all, what data brokers have about them, how that data is being used, and especially in a governmental situation where the data that they're collecting may be used to take action against someone. I think it's very important for people to know what that is. And so I think that level of transparency could be a alternative or a different way to look at it beyond just regulation. That's it. Thank you.